Hello and welcome to another video tutorial in our series Coding with Scratch. In this tutorial we'll show you how to create a start screen, the start button, for our current level. The concept we will be using to create a start screen will be the same which you use for creating a second or third level or a game over screen. Scratch actually don't has levels as such. What Scratch offers is to create several backdrops and use them to simulate different levels and start in game over screen. So let's first duplicate the background, and we call the first one start screen, and we call the second one level 1. Naming of your backdrops again is very important because we're going to work with those names. The next thing I need to do is to, and you could have used a different image as a background here if you wanted to. I just want to make a text on my screen. The shark game. And I'm still in editing mode. However, I click once, I'm in object mode and can now actually resize the title of my game and place it nicely in the middle of the screen. I click once again and yes, you know, it becomes back of my image. Now I can't change the text. So as you can see here, I am on my first screen. However, I can still see all my variables and my sprites. I don't want them to appear on my start screen. So what I need to do now is to actually hide all the animals, and we'll do this real quick. I also remove the scripts from the when green flag is clicked, so not starting automatically on my start screen. And I will then later deal with that. Let's first actually, for all animals, hide them. I still see my variables, but I can hide them on the stage itself. So here as well I remove my scripts, and under data I have hide variable. If I now start my game, all the variables are gone. The next step will be to create a button for our start screen. So I go to my sprite library, and if I scroll down I will see a button here I can use for my game. I go to the costumes of that button, and I don't need the orange. I could use it as well, but what I want to do is I duplicate the button and call the first one button A, and call the second one button B. The reason why I duplicate the button is that I want to write start on my button. However, use different colors to simulate a mouse over. So now I'm switching back in foreground color, and I'm now writing in black. To be able to create a little kind of mouse over effect. The mouse over effect I create with a little script where I say switch to costume A, and we make sure the button shows up. We have a forever loop in which we check if the button touches the mouse pointer. If this is the case, I will switch to costume button B. If it's not the case, if I'm not touching the mouse pointer, I switch back to button A. So I run this now, When I go over button, you can see that the button becomes like a reactive button to the mouse over. Excellent. Again, also this I will remove for the green flag because I will control the game flow differently. And that's actually what I'm going to do now. On my stage, essential area, I use the event block to create an event, and the event basically is a message. I say here start screen. So when green flag is clicked, I broadcast start screen. When I receive the start screen message, what I want to do here on my stage is I want to actually hide all the variables. I want to make sure that I'm on my backdrop start screen. So when I press the green flag, I broadcast start screen to all sprites. Which sprite or background has the receiving block, like when I receive the start screen, then I execute that script here. So all the backdrop is backdrop 1 and all the variables are hidden. And this script anyway does not run the same way. It stops all the animals, block, so there's no loop included. When on my button, which I might quickly rename to just button, I now don't have the when green flag is clicked, but I also have the when I receive start screen. That's when I want to show my button. And what I want to do is when I click this sprite, I want the level 1 to start. So I have here another event when this sprite is clicked, and I then will actually broadcast to start level 1. So make a new broadcast message and call it level 1 and hide the button as well as stop other scripts in here, because here I have forever loop. This would run still forever, which is unnecessary. So if the button stop block with the block stop other scripts in sprite, I will stop this forever loop. The next step would be now to show all animals when they receive broadcast level 1. So let's do this now, and we can use the block when receive level 1 and just put in a show. I quickly put this in my backpack as I want to do this for all other animals as well. Okay. Next step is to also connect the scripts to the correct event, and I use the same block when I receive level 1. The reason why I don't connect this straight here is if I have several levels, I can see clearly which level it hides and shows as well. I like to keep those kind of separate from the rest of the scripts. And I can throw those when green flag is clicked away, and I do this for now for all animals. Okay, when I now test this, press the green flag, start the game, everything is here. I only have to swap the backdrop and have to show my variables. So go back to the stage, and I have to do a bit of cleanup to do here as well. So when I receive level 1, I want now to show not all 4 variables. I don't want to show the octopus movement, but I want to show timer, score, and lives. And when I receive level 1, I also want to start my counter, my timer, and I want to check for my lives. we also said we need to swap the backdrop. So when I go to level 1, I also want to swap the backdrop to level 1. So now if I test this, press the green flag, I'm on my start screen, press the start button, everything is here beside my variables. I used the wrong block here, sorry for that. I need to show variable. So it's very important that you go back and forth, make some changes and then test them to see if they're actually working. If you make too many changes at once, testing will be very difficult, as you do not sometimes know from which source, from which change an error could come from. So many tests every time you change something will be very useful. So thank you very much for listening to this tutorial, long tutorial on how to create a start screen for our level. And again, any questions, please feel free to ask in class.